Hello there folks, Sego Starcraft here, bringing you some pro replays. We have a best of 5 series. Todd had left the game. Bomber says bye-bye. There's Bomber down here in the center is the Red Terran against Liquid TLO up here in the top center. Once again, it's a best of 5 series. I remember this was the Salut Todd. Bon voyage. This was the tournament that TLO did really well in. But Bomber is always amazingly impressive. So we'll see what comes out of this. Yes. TLO was... he kind of bounces in and out of the limelight. He's always a cool player, cool caster. It's nice to see him, not caster, he's a cool streamer. It's nice to see his games out there. His creativity that made him famous hasn't necessarily paid off super well in the last little bit. But I do love his mechanics and seeing what kind of interesting things he can do. The big theme currently in StarCraft is mind games. So I'm actually very interested to see what these players do and how they use different openings and different build placements to be able to show off what kind of uniqueness they have up their sleeves. We have Bomber going down on this side. We'll see if there is going to be a gas here soon for repairs, or maybe we'll just be rushing out a command center with some Marines. Think this might be for the scout. Yeah. And we did have a hatch before pool on this side. I like seeing some Korean games where every now and then you'll have like a Zergo 3 hatch before pool against a Terran just to be like ridiculous. But that is almost never the case now because it is like 90% certain you will be running into Reapers at the beginning of the game. In this case, we do not. What I like about the Reaper opening is it doesn't delay your command center that much. Your Reapers will always do better scouting, and this worker could be at home mining. Thought he was going to maybe throw down a bunker there for a second. Ooh, maybe. I'm enjoying myself a little Rock Creek cider while I'm doing this. I was on caffeine all day, so it's making me feel a little weird about myself right now. My mind's not quite made up whether or not it really likes what I'm giving it, or if it should really be insulted by the fact that I've been living off caffeine all day, and then essentially sacrificed it for alcohol now. This Overlord will get to the high ground before it gets shot down. That is almost a certainty unless TLO for some reason just stops in the middle of nothing. Pool is finished, no early speed. Not seeing a Reaper come across. I'm sure he's not as worried about it. And another barracks here. Interesting place for the barracks. Don't know if that is mind games as well or not. Completely gasless opening. I like mixing this into Terran builds once in a while. You get such a huge lead on economy, and you can get out a ton of Marines, and against a Zerg player that doesn't expect it, you can sometimes just walk across the map and do a ton of damage, particularly if you expect them to go for a fast third base. The good thing about getting that one gas, though, is you can at least get out like a combat shields or something, just to be able to support your Marines with a little bit more hit points. Takes too long to get stim. There are some really nice 2-base stim timings, but you really generally want to have medevacs out if you're going to be using up a lot of stim. Yes, Orbital has started. On this side, it's more interesting to see if in the next minute or two, we're going to have a third hatch go down. Very likely. Should be seeing some creep move along here pretty soon. No creep tumor in the main. I like to have my creep tumors in the main just because you get dropped so much by Terrans, particularly people like Bomber. So mobile, great at multitasking. I mean, you will likely be going for a Marine timing, maybe with around 12 Marines, I would think, to try and cancel the third base. Sending out some Marines just to double check if an Overlord's coming in. There's one on this side, but he'll be able to see it long before anything else comes in. He just wants to make sure that if he is going to get scouted, that that Overlord goes down. Wants to go as silently as possible into this Marine timing here. I don't know if I can call it really a timing. He's not really doing it around an upgrade. He's just doing it around a lot of Marines. Overlord is coming in. Bomber should spot this pretty quick. Bomber? He has not spotted it. And that's really surprising to me. Particularly as this guy's still bouncing around. He must be completely oblivious to the blue dot. Well, I don't know what color he's watching as. Running through his map right now. Combat shields is being done, so it will likely be a combat shields timing. He's trying to hide his Marine numbers here, but seeing these 3 barracks should give it away. It's a little bit of a problem with Bomber there. He's actually moving out now. TLO sees this. He is taking a third base in an interesting spot as well. It's sometimes faster to get creep there, but it is closer to your opponent. And drops in here, really annoying as hell. Lings popping out. Speed probably won't be finished in time, more than likely not, including the banding nest. So it'll just be queens and zerglings that try to hold this off. Bomber may just turn around after not seeing this third base here. Stim has been started. Factory's just on the way. Let's look at the economy here. 40 to 35. Not a huge lead for the Zerg player. This base was somewhat more delayed. Good chunk of Marines. We'll get the creep tumors and maybe get this. I don't know if he wants to stick his neck out that far. That's kind of cute. Just turns around to get that creep tumor. Excuse me. Zergling speed and banelings are finished up. I'm sure what TLO really would have wanted is for Bomber to just push his luck a little bit longer, get a really great surround with his Zerglings. Might still be able to do that. Combat shields is finished though. So we'll get all these Marines. It cost him a good chunk of Lings to do that though. Ooh. The old school 3-base Baneling bust. Lots of Zerglings on the way. +1 Carapace. Be done here pretty soon. But the stim will be finished up for the Terran right away. Tank has just started. Same with the bunkers. Didn't pull the Marines out of the bunkers there, so they got slaughtered. We'll have to get the Zerglings out of the way. Kills a lot of SCVs. Wall is down. There's the GG. I was about to say, you'd have to get a miracle. Great Sim City here. But that was going to be the end of it. I'm seeing a lot more of these 3-base Baneling busts to a great effect. Game 1 goes to Liquid TLO. We'll be back with Game 2 in just a moment.